Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to more Minecraft. So in today's episode we got a bunch of things that need doing, and the majority of it is actually going to be centered around the house and the crop fields and stuff like that. So yeah, we're actually going to get some good stuff going. Something I want to touch on real quick is my recent upload of the Space Marines 2 review, and I'm sticking by that review, of course. Not going to change my opinion about it. Although I might actually start playing it a little bit more depending on how things go and if I'm going to refund it or not, or if I'm going to be eligible for a refund. Yeah, in the background you guys will see just I'm going and planting some spruce trees, and the reason for this is I actually decided to do that whole like fortress style wall that I'm going to replace the fence with. But yeah, so people have been getting a little bit too rowdy in terms of their opinions and comments on the Space Marines 2 video, and that is why the comments are paused. I didn't disable them whatsoever, so you can still see all the comments made on it, and that's totally fine. I was also accused of doing it just to get better with the algorithm, and while that is a very amusing joke and statement, I did not. That is my true belief of the game, and once again, if I do play it a little bit more, and maybe my opinion changes, which I doubt it will, maybe I'll do an updated review and just trigger everybody even more. No, but in all seriousness, I think people should also realize how to differentiate between commenting on the review itself and then going to my other videos and commenting on them, which is kind of speaking words for, you know, the community and what type of people actually support that game. But yeah, so we're starting out this video with some tree planting. And once again, this is for, well, all of the wood I need. Now, further on, we'll actually start to renovate this whole area. And by that, I mean, we are completely removing the crop fields. I need to also build a little area for the cows, the chickens, the rabbits, and the sheep. Okay, and with this area flattened out, and with me placing the fences, I think I should elaborate on what I'm going to do with this area. Now, of course, they are for my animals, the depends, and what I'm going to do later on is I'm actually going to go and do a system where if I feed the cows or the sheep on top, the babies will actually fall through the floor, and that is a very generic system. It happened. There's a few builds like that, but this one will be a little bit on a larger scale, and just to keep up appearances and make it look still a little bit better. We're not going to do the whole industrial look of it being just a machine. It's going to look like a normal cow field, and then of course when you feed the babies they will fall through, and you can use a lava dispenser system to kill the animals when they are fully grown. So of course we need to expand the field a little bit, or the area with the fences for the sheep. And then of course this little place over here, I need to desperately expand this. I realized that you cannot actually hold really any animals in a 1x1 area or a 1x2. It's very much unlikely that anything is gonna get done that way. And the chickens and the rabbits just seem to, want to escape all the time. You can't even feed the chickens because whatever baby spawns just spawns outside of the fence. So yeah, so I'll need to expand that, but that is what we're working with right now. So we'll lead the sheep down into their new home, and for now this is going to be their forever home. I have no plans on actually moving them. They are actually literally right beneath my house, if you guys saw it on top. So yeah, here's the chickens, and I decided where I'm gonna want to try and place them, but yeah, this did not work out very well. Not at all. I think I mentioned in a previous video where I said that we're gonna need to expand the house outward by 1. And what I meant by that is exactly this. I'm gonna need to move the logs, these logs that I placed like pillars of the house. I'm gonna need to expand them out by 1 block each. And that is exactly what I did here. So overall it gives the house a little bit more depth to it. And when you actually place down, like windows and stuff like that, it adds a new layer to it, and then it looks good. So with all the blocks, or blocks, the logs expanded out by 1, I then needed to rip down all of the stone, which I used as a little bit of a skirting around the logs, and I needed to replace it all, and I do mean all of it. So yeah, also of course I didn't actually raise the logs up high enough last time, so I went around, raised them a little bit more, and this is also part of the reason why I actually started to grow that massive spruce forest. Yeah, I actually started to do the stone around the logs and outside of my house as well. Now, once again, this adds a new layer of depth to the whole thing. I did not want to fall down all the way to my sheep. That will kill me. But yeah, this adds a new layer to it all, and this will continuously protrude out throughout the whole build process, even when I do the second story. Maybe I will build like a little balcony over it, or whatever the case may be, but this will be added and kept as a decoration block essentially. And later on maybe I'll add in some variations of the block to add a little bit more texture to it. Maybe different woods, maybe a cracked version or a mossy version, whatever the case is, whatever variations there are. But yeah, So these are the last few blocks that I actually placed in terms of this, and I must say it looks really good. I think once this all ties together, it's going to look really nice. The first thing, of course, is to actually get it all placed and to have a proper foundation around the house as well, since currently I'm living on a damn cliffside. With the layering done on the outside, I decided it's time to maybe add some flooring into the house to see how it will look. Now, of course, I actually went with slabs. It's much more inexpensive to do it this way than just use full-on blocks of, planks. So yeah, that's what I did. And I gotta say, I really like the look of that color on it. It looks relatively nice. Of course, you can add some differentiating colors to it, and I think I will do that still in the future. But for now, this is kind of what we're working with as a baseline. Of course, once again, it's not just going to be all this one color. One color in Minecraft looks pretty odd. So yeah, I'm not going to be just doing it one color. I also went and replaced the stairs that I had there as a placeholder with stone stairs. I'm going to be using a stone stair look in the house to kind of break up that whole wood-esque aesthetic that I'm going for as well. So even the stairs going down to the basement were replaced with stone ones. And I must say, it adds a little bit more of a modern aesthetic to the house and a little bit more of a tidy one as well. These oak stairs are just horrendous. I cannot stand oak. I don't know why. It's just one of those things. I just cannot stand it. So yeah, that is those stairs done. And then I also worked on the stairs on top. With the stairs in place and the rough outline of it finished, I decided that it is now time to actually go and gather some sand. I need glass. So I went down to the little lake that I have relatively close by to the base, and even closer now that we can run up and down the mountain without any issues. And I started rooting my landscape. That's pretty much all I did. So I started digging for sand, of course. I didn't need too many, as I didn't exactly know what I was going for. I was trying to more of get an idea of what I wanted to use the glass for. Now, of course, glass can be very finicky and very fickle when it comes to this game, and how you use it is very important. A lot of glass can make a build look very silly, and too little of it can make it look extremely out of place. So I had an idea of what I'm gonna do with it, and that is, well, you'll see in the background in a second. as I was playing around with ideas, as you can see, I was trying to see how I can maybe add a support-esque look to my upper floor from my lower floor. And well, I don't know if I was really too happy with the normal oak logs and the way it looked, so we'll touch more on that when it actually comes to it. So I made some glass panes, and I also made some bricks. I got some clay from digging down into the dirt, sand. And I wanted to see how it would look if instead of cobblestone I placed down some bricks and glass panes. Now the glass panes really clicked for me, and the reason for that is it gives it that more depth to the build. It looks very good in where it is, you know, it doesn't protrude as much, and it looks nice from the inside because it doesn't stand out too much inward, and it doesn't look like it is actually too much from the outside, if that makes sense. So I was playing around with the bricks as well, and I really don't like the look of it. So this is the moment that I decided to, well, remove all my crop fields. I'm gonna move them. I haven't done it yet as of recording this voiceover, so I think even in the next episode that I'm gonna post, no, maybe in the next one I will have planted the new crops. I don't know, we'll see how it goes. But yeah, so I actually removed all my fields. So that is the wheat one, completely gone. I removed the I wanted to say watermelon. It's melons, I know, but I removed the watermelon one as well, and the carrot one. And the reason for that is just I don't like it being so close to my base. It looks weird, and maybe down the future I will replant them here again. But for now, as it stands, and for the aesthetic I'm going for the base, it needs to go. I don't know what it was about removing these crops and the fields and stuff like that, but somehow, some way, I decided now is the time to actually make some diamond tools. So I haven't actually used them even. I just made them for some reason. I have a lot of diamonds in my chest from the previous videos. We got relatively lucky when mining, so I actually made a diamond axe, a shovel, and I think a sword. I believe that's it. And yeah, that's pretty much all I did after removing all of the fields. And we'll move on to the interior of the house. And let me say, that was a nightmare even from the get-go. I am still struggling a little bit with a cough, so if I do sound like I'm trying to hold in a cough, it probably is because I'm trying to hold in a cough. But anyway, so as you can see here, I'm eyeing down this area, and I already envisioned it to be my kitchen area, as you would say, well, kitchen work area, what do you want to call it? So I'm trying to plan out in my head how exactly I'm going to do this, because I also want a area where I can put in a infinite water source in the kitchen itself, just so when I do use cauldrons or I use potions or whatever the case might be, that I do have a source of infinite water close by. And waterlogging, for some reason, how I remember it, it doesn't work the same anymore. Usually I think you could just do a 2x2, like the normal infinite water source, and then you could just place slabs over it, and it would have still, you know, regened and recovered all the water. And for some reason I just didn't want to do it, so I spent quite a while trying to waterlog this, and at the end of the day I settled on a very different design than the usual infinite water source. But that's fine. with me having a little bit of a segment here to talk, I'm just gonna say that I do not think that anybody from the Space Marine 2 video and side of things should be commenting on this video unless it's actually relevant to Minecraft itself. I would immediately know if it is someone from that side. So yeah, keep things relevant. If you can't differentiate between the two, or you think your holy crusade to defend your game or whatever is relevant on a very much different game, then yeah, I'm not gonna have time, or I'm not gonna give you the time of day rather. And that's precisely why I actually disabled the comments on the video. People were starting to get extremely fanatical about their comments and also extremely hateful, which is, you know, if you want to, that's fine. I'm not gonna put up with it. You know, it's strange to me that people who are already immediately sold on the game and love the game as much as they do, and I'm not saying they're wrong. I never said anybody's wrong for liking the game. I actually pretty clearly stated I don't get the hype. I don't know what people are going on about, but apparently people think I attacked them, which is fine, but I didn't. And at the end of the day, I don't understand why people watch a review on a game that they think is already perfect. So it doesn't make sense to me. I think they're trying to score brownie points with the patriarch or the matriarch or whatever it's called in Space Marines, which, you know, it's a silly little thing. I don't understand these people. But anyways, so keep it separate. If you want to comment on it, go for it. If you don't want to comment about it, you know, or if you, whatever the case might be, just keep it separate. I never insulted anybody. If you feel insulted about it, that's fine, keep it to yourself. But I never insulted anybody. I never said anybody is an idiot or a moron or anything like that for liking the game. If you like it, that's fine. I clearly stated that I do not understand the hype and the issues I have with the game. And if you don't agree with it, that's fine. But don't mix up the two games and say X, Y, and Z because of X, Y, and Z. There's no reason for it. Keep it civil, be nice. I have no qualms with any person on this planet. I am completely chill. And if you cannot differentiate between the two, cool. It's just you're not going to be able to comment. That's as easy as that. And that's why I disabled the comment section. So yeah, I'm going for a little more of a industrial look when it comes to the kitchen itself. I'm going for a pure smooth stone floor. And it's going to be raised up the way it is. So the problem I'm having is, of course, if I'm going to replace that, as you can see, I'm struggling to actually get the water logging done. But if I'm going to replace that back wall there behind the traveling trader with the fence and stuff like that, I'm going to need to actually, well, first of all, kill these two. I'm going to need to put blocks above and below one pane of glass, because I want to put up barrels and storage and stuff like that and make it look like a really nice kitchen, you know, work area kitchen, whatever you want to call it. So it's going to look a little bit odd in the beginning, but I think once you actually start decorating the whole area, it's going to tie in really well. So here you can see I tried to waterlog it. I picked up water, I tried again, and it didn't work. So not sure exactly what I'm doing wrong in terms of the waterlogging. I've looked at tutorials, I've tried to see what I was doing wrong, and I just couldn't figure it out. So if you guys know, please leave a comment and maybe I can fix it. But yeah, in the next video I will show you guys the fruits of my labors. And yeah, thank you all very much for watching. I do apologize for a little bit of a tangent rant, but needed to be said. And yeah, because I know people are gonna watch it from that video and this video. Have a good day and peace out.